This is IFCT 2006 award for Best Short Comedy winner, King of K-Town. Written and directed by Aaron Caine. Cha-ching! Do awards and festivals mean anything to me? No, but yes. This is cool. Now I can have a title. Now I can put on my movie I'm an award-winning filmmaker. Blah blah. So that's cool. Festivals, the more people to see your work, the better. So that means something to me. If I have to do that to get the more people to see it, then yes, festivals mean something. Otherwise, yeah. I don't make movies thinking, oh, I can't wait to get it into this festival. It's not my angle. I don't make movies for anybody except really myself. And maybe that message will spread to other people. I grew up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. My parents got a divorce when I was little. I have two brothers. One of them's a twin, so that makes my story a little different. But not really, not much. It's just, I think the whole twin thing is just cool to know that it's like your best friend's always there. You have twice the amount of friends because all his friends who I didn't know thought I was him, so then I did know them. I guess that was different. Yeah, like I said, my story's real similar to everyone else's. You know, I played sports as a kid. I was pretty good at wrestling, but then I broke my arm my senior year, and then that changed everything. I thought I was destined for scholarship, but didn't happen because I broke my arm in wrestling practice by my assistant coach, who never said sorry. Pissed me off. And then, you know, saying typical stuff there, small town, so you drink a lot, party a lot, I guess. What else do you really do in small towns except drink? There's nothing else to do. I guess when I lived there, I had no idea what I wanted to do with myself. And so I went to community college little and all that kind of stuff, trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I took an acting class, which was kind of fun. I used like the lyrics of a Pogues song to like act out as a monologue. So it was kind of like poetry monologue thing. It wasn't really, now that I understand all that stuff, it wouldn't have been a good script. There I am. I think I have a sweater similar to that, but it's orange instead of tan. This is To Aaron, Call Me, Love Kim, with a heart dotting the I. Yeah. I think that's for her dad owned a bowling alley, and we would go to the bowling alley every day after school and play that elevator game. And I remember it was when Love in an Elevator came out, I think, because I remember singing Love in an Elevator. But we did finally make out. That's it. There's no other girls in here. I don't remember any of these kids' names. What gets me up in the morning is unfinished business. I feel like I still feel like the story that I have to tell isn't told yet, and I'm gonna keep going until I can tell that story. And then I think when I finish telling that story, I'm gonna want to tell a different version of that story, and a different version of that story, and a different version of that story. So I think that's what gets me going all the time. And then realizing that where I'm at is temporary, and that only through hard work and dedication, as cheeseball as that sounds, only through hard work and constantly working on what I'm trying to achieve will I be able to achieve it, so I think. Which is kind of isolating, I gotta say. That's why I hang out in the bathroom, just to isolate myself even more. No. This is where I come for inspiration, see? Zombie Survival Guide. This is how I find out all my information. Right here. Hollywood Babylon. Good stuff in that book. Essays in Philosophy. So anytime I need an idea, where like, so I'm working on a book right now as opposed to a movie, I need an idea about like where the individual story, how the growth happens, how it occurs. Sometimes not really the Zombie Survival Guide, but I will go through the philosophy book, and now I'm reading the story on philosophy about our country's stronger or weaker when art exists in the society. That's a pretty good one. Was my mom supportive growing up? Growing up, it was like, it seemed like it was be whatever you want to be, do this, do that. But then it turned into be a doctor, be a lawyer, be a doctor, be a lawyer. But still, do whatever you want. I'm gonna support you no matter what. But be a doctor, be a lawyer. So she kind of supported it, but then she was like, you have to go to college. So I went to college. And then now she's like, you should come back, you should move back to Pennsylvania and get a real job. Or come work for me. Or what kind of other job are you looking for? And do this and that. So I guess she's kind of supportive, but then she's kind of like, isn't that bug done? Can't you move on? You know, kind of thing. I think she's at that point now. But she's still like, doesn't say outwardly, because I don't ask her for money or anything, so I guess until I do, she'll be like, do whatever you want. If I had a son today, what would it be like? Chill. Be like, go along, whatever kind of thing, I would think. You know, whatever, man. Kind of like how I roll. I would encourage him to do whatever he wants still, and I wouldn't say doctor, lawyer. But I would say, please don't be an actor. Here is me in junior high, winning the wrestling tournament twice. 87, 88 it says. This was the second time I won that tournament. This is when I was the local good wrestling hero. So instead of having to lose weight by like doing all that stupid stuff, I played soccer, and then I took cross country when I got kicked off the soccer team for not representing what the image the school wants to represent. So they didn't allow me and Adam to play because we were like punk rock looking dudes. So my friend gave himself a mohawk in revolt, then he got benched. But then I just ran cross country, and you don't have to lose weight when you run 5 miles a day every day. You know, so it was a good little trick. Do I wish I had not come to LA? Oh hell no. I don't see where else I could possibly live other than LA. Maybe New York City, but I'm too old to live in a shoebox. Yeah, and no, I have no regrets. Like, I totally would. I'm glad I came to LA to be an actor, because being an actor taught me a lot about the story of things and what's important and what's not important, and how you're just a piece of the puzzle, and how it's all a giant puzzle. So yeah, no, I wouldn't give that up. 40 meant absolutely nothing. I feel like when I turned 30, I had those things. Well, by the time I'm 30, I'm going to be married, family, kids, all this and that stuff, famous, movie star, movies, blah, all that stuff. And then none of that happened, and then I had to reassess, like, how am I a better person out of that? I would be like, what have I done, and how has that impacted me? And I felt like that did a lot for me at 30 as far as where I was at in a mental state. But turning 40, I didn't faze me. I didn't really have anything. Because after turning 30, I had such a preconceived notion that it just drove me crazy. Now turning 40, I didn't have any. I was just like, well, I'm turning 40. Doesn't mean anything, except I need to get rolling. Can't stop moving. This is usually where I get my TV time in, on the exercise bike. But I feel as a movie maker, you shouldn't taint your creative vision with commercials, consumerism, and all that crap they want you to believe and watch and listen to. Dude, I want to quit. Yes, I'm always working on something. Like, if I'm not writing, then I work on pop art, and that's kind of stupid because it's pop art. But whatever. What's pop art really? It's being creative. So then I quit that, and then I got back on writing a book this time though, and not a movie. And then I'll probably quit that hopefully by Christmas, but then I'll be done. And then I'll start working on a movie or a web series. And then I probably won't quit that for a while. And then when I quit that, I'll go into editing. I don't know. So I guess I want to quit, but I'll never quit, because I feel like, you know, every life's about the journey and like the path, I guess. They say it's about the journey, I say it's about the path. And like, you have to continue to stay on this path or else you're going to be miserable. And that's what I think. So based on that thinking, I can't ever stop. I could switch what I'm being creative about, but I can never stop. So if I would quit one aspect, I'd just go to the other, or the next, but I'll never quit, never stop. Which makes it hard, because, you know, then I can't really leave LA because where else are you gonna go? Never stop fighting until the fight is done. Arrgh. And this is the fight. You gotta keep the body good to get the mind good so you can get creative. This is where all the ideas happen. If it's not on the bike or in the bathroom, it's in front of the computer. What do I think about asking celebrities for a job? I say try it, because I think it's a good idea, but will anything amount out of it? I doubt it. Like I said, I asked Robert Rodriguez for a job. That didn't work. I think I talked to Stephen Baldwin in Tucson for a job, and on whatever movie he was working on, he said no. Or he said, just keep acting, man. Yeah, you know, but you know, maybe you get lucky. It's worth a shot. You know, it's like, you don't know unless you try, right? The best movie line ever. Chief trying to pick the, Jack Nicholson trying to pick the wash machine up or whatever, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. At least I tried, God damn it! At least I tried! Remember that part? This gave me goosebumps. So yeah, you know, you gotta try, but I don't know if anything would work out of it or not. What brought me to LA? Partly the weather. Because Arizona sucks. You know, Pennsylvania weather sucks. It rained all the time. Arizona didn't rain enough. Here it hardly ever rains, but that's alright. It's not supposed to. And to be in the movie business, I guess, would be one of the big things. Because I felt like on this journey, like it couldn't stop in Tucson. It had to like go further. It had to keep going and going. So I came here to, you know, to fight the final fight, I guess. Actually, I was probably 24. Because I came here for pilot season in a Volkswagen Bug with 3 other people from Tucson. We came in February, and then we audited some acting classes and stuff like that, and then I didn't have any money, but I wasn't gonna let that stop me, and all these people were going, so my house was my Volkswagen Bug. It was kind of rough. For all you young filmmakers, if you're ever gonna come to LA and be homeless, get a big car. That's some smart advice right there. Sleeping in a Bug sucks. My knees hurt every day. It's loud. It's cold. So I came here during that time from February, March, April, May, June. I think I stayed for 5 months. And then I came back again a year later to stay. First night I got here, I don't remember what day of the week it was, but we all went to eat at the spaghetti factory. And I remember I got all this leftover food, and I was just like, wow, that's a lot of food. And I think I paid for the food, which would be weird because I didn't have any money, but I probably paid for the food because I didn't want the people I was with to know that I didn't have any money and that I was going to be sleeping in my car and basically be homeless the whole time I'm here. So we did that, and then it was around 10 o'clock, and everyone's like, we're tired. We're going to go to sleep. I was like, all right, well, I'll see you later. I'm going to go find a hotel somewhere. And the dude was like, well, you should, this was Westwood. Dude's like, you should probably go east, you know, towards Hollywood, find something cheaper. So I was like, all right. And I have no idea where I'm at. I remember driving down Santa Monica Boulevard and seeing the Beverly Hills sign. And then I went to this Starbucks because I was like, all right, familiarity, Starbucks, and you know, when you sleep in your car, you don't really want to, you know, sleep. You like stay up as long as possible. So I go to Starbucks, drinking coffee till they close, and then I just drive around forever and forever. And I'm like, well, shit, where am I gonna sleep? I don't know, and I'm getting really tired. Even though I just drank 2 large coffees, I'm getting tired probably from overloading. Driving 8.5 hours. So then I'm like, well, I'll just go into Beverly Hills and sleep, you know? I mean, like, it's Beverly Hills. It's gotta be like the safest place on earth, right? So I go in, I park on some random street in Beverly Hills, and I'm like, oh, you know, that's cool, hanging out. I wake up to do. I'm like, oh, shit. And it's like, get out of the car. Flashlight shining, get out of the car. I don't know what to expect. I get out of the car. He didn't say, police, get out of the car, so it's not a cop. It's not a robber, because why would a robber rob a guy in a Volkswagen? Doesn't make any sense. So I roll down the window, and it's freezing cold out because it's February. I'm like, what? You can't sleep in your car, this is Beverly Hills. I'm like, what? You can't sleep in your car, this is Beverly Hills. You know where you're at? I was like, yeah, I'm in Beverly Hills. You can't sleep in your car. Just screaming the whole time. I was just like, all right, dude. You gotta go. I was like, but I got nowhere else to go, man. It's my first night here. I don't know where else to go. And he's like, get out of Beverly Hills. I was like, man, I don't know where else to go. Go in the alley. You park in the alley. Just get off the street. So they let me park in the alley. So I slept for like another hour and a half. And then it conveniently enough, it was trash day. And they pick up the trash at like 6:30 in the morning there. So I wake up to bam, 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 dropping the giant trash cans down. And I'm like, I kind of panic because I'm waking up like, holy shit, what again? And I just hightailed out of there. Went to Venice Beach. I got harassed by homeless people asking me for cigarettes. And then I just sat there and listened to some church message at the beach. And I remember I was like, God, I'll come to church if you bring the sun out. Because I was freezing. It was freezing cold. I was the only person on the beach. The sun came out. God answered my prayers. The sun came out. Go for him. Go God. Then I made a deal with him that I'd have to go back to church at Venice Beach every weekend. I don't know if I did that. I've been criticized, I think, by not following the herd, by like people that have followed the herd their whole life, and maybe they amounted to what they needed to amount to in their head. And then I guess looking and be like, well, you know, why don't you just get a job and do this? You know, it'll be easier. Maybe. Maybe not, though. Maybe it won't be easier. Just not too long ago, I was full-time, and I hated it. I mean, it was fine, but, you know, I found myself angry often. And I think I was angry because I was neglecting my path. And that's what caused the anger. And I think it's possible, perhaps, to follow your path while working. And I think the best scenario is working on your path as your work. So for me, I guess, yes, it's better to not have the security and be able to do what I want as opposed to following the mold, the cookie cutter mold. The trade-off of the less secure is worth it for me. With nothing to lose means you have everything to gain. So I kind of like that mentality. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Yes. Chris Christopherson, yes. Makes me wonder, really, in hindsight, if I was stressed out because I told myself to be stressed out, kind of thing. Like, I made it happen. Like, if I thought it so much in my head that I was going to be stressed out that it happened. Or I was just that stressed out. I don't really know. Power of the thinking, though, right? You can do anything. They wanted me to work on Christmas Eve, and I was like, and Christmas Day, because there was some stupid inventory, and I was like, no, I can't. I'm going out of town. But then I went there. I went into work anyway. Well, then my boss called me and left a message on my phone and said, so I came into work today and you weren't there, which is a flat out lie. And for some reason I was so stressed out at the time that it caused me to have a panic attack / heart attack kind of thing. I don't really know what it was, but either way, chest starts hurting, body goes kind of numb, starts sweating. Everything's just like scary as shit because I had no idea. It's never happened before. Then I had to go to the hospital. They gave me pills. And then then I went back into work after that Christmas shit was over. They gave me more stress leave, which I kept getting over and over again because I was stressed out on my brain. I couldn't sleep, which was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, to be quite honest, because it gave me time to, for one, I realized I didn't want to do any of that stuff, and if I was going to play this game of trying to fit into the mold, I had to find another way, and it couldn't be through full time where it takes up all my time. I guess the one thing I learned from all the studying of the human condition and the patterns and meeting the people in LA and all this and that is that you just got to keep doing what you're doing. Like, you got to have this path. Like, we all have this path, right? And we just got to keep doing it. And I think that's like the big thing I learned from all this studying, that the only way to be happy, yeah, you can work jobs and all this and that stuff, but the only way to be happy is to do what it is that you do. Whatever that is, you just have to keep doing it. And I think that was the big thing I learned from all that. It's good advice, I think. This chair gets uncomfortable. I'm a bartender, so I get interaction through people that way, but if I wasn't, then I would think I would freak out. Like, I would have social phobia, because I would go out so seldom that it would be very weird. Yes, it's isolating, but it's worth it.
You're just gonna make a little tiny movie with nobody, no names in it, and of course people were gonna flock to a movie with names in it because that's what they need to see. Oh, it's familiar. Oh, I like it. Oh, wow. Even though it's not an independent movie, it's not even a film festival movie. It's like a big budget movie that didn't have any money for advertising, so they're gonna put it into film festival circuit, and that's what you're going up against.
I feel like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Like, sometimes I sit in that isolated room of mine in front of the computer far too much. Like, I should be out doing way more stuff. So I think it has cost me that somewhat. As far as relationships, I don't have a girlfriend now, but I guess it could be getting in the way of that, maybe, I don't know. But I don't think it ever cost me a relationship, no. But definitely, I could be going out more.
What's going to be different about the year to come? Well, if I'm homeless, I'll have somewhere to sleep, so that's good. I think the other thing that's different is, will be different, is acting on every impulse. Like, not being like, oh, that was stupid. You know, like, none of that stuff. Like, that's dumb. I'm not going to do that. I think I need to do that more often. All the time. That's why I made the pop art, because I just thought it was funny and it was an impulse, so I did it. I think I look at people and think like, could you be my mentor? Meh. I train. This is my mentor. If that makes any sense. Keep going up that hill. You'll get there.
What do I admire about my mom? Work ethic. She was just always keep going, always keep going, always keep going. Gotta work, gotta work, gotta work. She had single parent raising 3 kids, you know, that's tough. 3 boys at that. So, you know, stay calm and carry on. It's like that coffee mug says. And just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's what I got from my mom. Keep going. And going. I grew up religious. Right, so I think that's also the walls you in, kind of, with guilt and negative. To me, religion it's not supposed to be negative, and it's just through fear and everything gets you to conform to its ways. It's like, and you know, so I think all that. So growing up with that, I can't say that I felt oppressed growing up, but I think as I always knew that there was more. Kind of thing. So I went with so I started studying philosophy and stuff like that. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go to college. I'm supposed to work. I'm supposed to have 2.5 kids. I'm supposed to be married by the time I'm 20. I guess it depends what town you live in, right? Some towns it's 22, other towns it's 30, whatever. Yeah, so basically, yeah, so you don't have to do all this stuff. All these preconceived notions that you had growing up, you can just throw those away. The name of my book is How I Learned to Like Yellow Mustard. These are my adventures for the most part. But some of the details are changed. Just one guy's adventures. I just kind of want to see it in a book format. Double-sided pages. It'd be kind of cool to be like, look, there it is.
Maybe it's just a bucket list thing. But I try to, or I don't try because I actually do. I make it a part of my everyday that I have to do this stuff. And it brings me, gets your creative juices flowing, you know, so it's kind of fun, you know. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Yeah. Someone gave me this book when I was 15, I think I might have came to terms with fear faster. It would help me to be like, that's nothing. Or at the time you think it's everything, but it's not, right? That's just fear. Yeah, I think all the same stuff you fear as a kid, you fear as an adult. Unless you can read this book and get over it, man. Same one's kid's face. I think everyone, you know, whatever. The future. What the future holds, maybe. I don't know. Maybe people fear dying. I don't really fear dying, but what I got from the book would be a reminder of hope and that never stop fighting till the fight is done. Why do I think most people give up? Because they're lazy or they weren't that into it anyway. I would think more so they weren't that into it anyway. Kind of like, well, kind of like that program thing of I have to go to college, I have to do this, I have to do that. Oh, so I'm expected to do this. Like when you come to LA, you have to have a screenplay, right? Everybody has to have a screenplay. That's just the thing. So I think people write a screenplay, whatever, just so they have it, but yet they're not really into it. They're just doing it because they think it's a requirement. So I think those are the people that give up because they're not that into it. I think you can only make art for yourself, you know, so maybe it's for me, but not really. I wrote it for me the first time. Now it's not for me. Now it's for other people, I guess, or maybe people that might know me or think they know me, then they can read it and then they might know me better, I guess. You know, sometimes what it does do is say I'm in a slump of some sort, you know, wake up on the wrong side of the bed or whatever. Then I can read the book and then I'm like, all right, I can do this, right? Sometimes I read it for inspiration. That seems to work. Everything you were programmed as a child, you can get over. And at what level can you free yourself from all these things and then, you know, really be yourself? Until you get out of that, until you can get out of that jail, then you can't really be yourself. So that's kind of freedom from taught oppression. Free yourself from programming, then you can be yourself. The way to develop self-confidence is to do the thing you fear and get a record of successful experiences behind you. Destiny is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for, it is a thing to be achieved. William Jennings Bryan said that.